Dear baseball, thank you. Thank you for being more than a game, for being there when I needed you the most. You've taught me how to handle failure, how to grind, and how to lead. You've tested me, humbled me, and shaped me into the person I am. Thank you for the relationships I've been able to create and grow with my coaches, teammates, and most of all, my dad. Thank you for the bond you've built between my dad and I. My earliest memories are of him throwing me balls in our backyard, or the countless rounds of BP at any field we could find. Or just watching from the stands, always supporting, always believing. He gave us something to share, something to chase together. He was never just watching, he was in it with me. And no matter how far this journey goes, I'll always carry those moments with me. From playing in the backyard with my dad to my professional career, I've carried the same love with me every step of the way.
Pitch to Hank. Runner at second and third. He hits it high, towering fly ball to left field, and it's gone. Some fireworks on the 4th of July from Hank Dodson.
I don't know where this road ends, but I do know I'll never forget where it started. With a glove too big for my hand, a dream too big for my age, and a heart full of hope. No matter what the future holds, just know this. Always be grateful, always be proud, and I'll always love this game. Forever yours, Hank Dodson.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Ben Gillard here, and it's time for another episode of the Dear Baseball podcast. Today, I'm joined by Mammoths catcher Hank Dodson. Hank, thanks so much for being on.
Hey, appreciate it. Glad to be here. Excited.
So, yeah, we're just going to take a journey through your entire baseball career, starting with, where you got that love for baseball all the way up to where you are now. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, so ever since I can remember, when I was little, I'm pretty sure I was born with a baseball in my hand.
Yeah.
My dad's a huge baseball guy. He grew up playing. He played in college, and so I think that love from his love of baseball was passed down to me, and it might have just been in my blood, honestly. But
where did your dad play college at?
he played at Marion University, Indiana.
Okay, yeah, I know it well.
Yeah, so he's from there. He was born and raised in Indiana, so kind of close to home, kind of. But yeah, it's nice. But yeah, he showed me the game, and I just fell in love right away. Like, he couldn't get a bat in my hand when I was 1, 2, 3 years old. As soon as I could stand, I was trying to hit pitches off my dad, and I just always loved it. It's always just been a part of me.
Yeah, and we talk about it. You're a catcher. You bounced around here a little bit playing. Was it always growing up? Were you always a catcher, or did you have?
So when I was really young, I was shortstop. When I was just like 5, 6 years old, doing t-ball and then going in the coach pitch, I was always shortstop. And then when I started doing like kid pitch when I was 8, they needed a kid that could actually catch the ball.
Yeah.
And I was just the guy. They're like, hey, you gotta be back there. Like, you can catch. You're tough enough to be able to wear a couple foul balls and stuff.
Yeah.
So from then on, I was a catcher, and just something I fell in love with. And yeah, it's just been a part of me ever since. It's just me.
It's just ingrained. You just behind the dish is where you thrive.
Yeah, something like that.
So then we transition on to high school. What was that like for you? You grew up in North Carolina, but then moved to Utah, correct?
Yeah, so I bounced around growing up, and when I moved to North Carolina when I was 12, so I got there in 6th grade, and I ended up graduating North Carolina.
Okay.
And so my whole, pretty much my growing up and my end of my high school career was all there. So yeah, it was great. I loved it out there. It was fun. I had really good friends and was able to play most part of the year. Winters got a little bit cold, couldn't play, but I was still able to get some work in, which is nice. Yeah.
And what was the baseball culture like there? Because
it's pretty big deal. There's a lot of travel balls, like a lot of tournaments going down to Florida, going down to Georgia, trying to get recruited. Out of high school, I only had a couple D2s, D3s, junior colleges. I only had one D1 offer, which is Utah Tech, which ended up going there. But yeah, that's not a lot of traction out of high school, especially early when I was a freshman, sophomore. I was kind of, I was a little undersized at first and not as athletic as I am now. But not a lot of looks young. And then my senior winter, I got the offer to Utah Tech, and I took it, couldn't turn it down.
That was late too.
Yeah, very late. Yeah, I was getting nervous.
That process,
I was worried I was going to have to, nothing wrong with going D3, but I was like, man, because I'm going to have to go D3. But luckily I got that offer.
What was that process like? Was that anyone you leaned on throughout that? Your family, coaches?
I had a good summer ball coach. He was actually coach at Greensboro College. He was super great. Frank Malnado. He was a big help in that. My dad, he's always been there for me. My rock. He's pushed me through everything. I've had some ups and downs throughout my career, especially like during the recruiting process, wasn't getting a lot of looks. Was like getting a little nervous. He's like, just keep working hard, like it'll work out. And then college had a rough couple first 2 years, and he really helped me push through that. It's like, hey, remember who you are. Like, remember what got you here, and like it's gonna be all right if you just keep pushing through. Yeah. So luckily, I had my dad and he's been through it. He's been through that whole process, and yeah, it's just nice to have him there to push me through.
Absolutely. It's so nice, especially when you've got someone that knows you so well, but also knows the process so well.
No
to
doubt.
be able to bounce stuff off of. So that transitions nicely into getting into those first couple years of college. And you foreshadowed a little bit. What was that like? What was that transition like?
Yeah, so, first year you show up, and I'm moving across the country. I drove 36 hours to get to Utah Tech, and I show up not knowing a soul. Luckily, I had really great roommates. One is Chase Regas, who's on the Beavers, my best friend now, but he's my freshman year roommate, and then the rest of college we were roommates. And luckily, all those guys that I roomed with in the dorms were awesome, and they're my best friends for life, and they're my brothers. And I still, I'll go back home, and it's just going to be us kicking it still, So luckily I had them to lean on too throughout that whole thing, and they made it really easy to transition. But on the baseball side of things, the high school to college jump, it's just so much faster. Mm-hmm. Every level, it just gets a little bit faster. And I remember my freshman year, that first couple of scrimmages, man, it's a different ball game, these guys are throwing harder, everyone's running faster, it hits a little bit harder. And so it's like, man, I got to either figure it out or I drown, It's like I got to either step up or I'll get left behind. So yeah,
absolutely. That first pitch, especially as a catcher, that first pitch.
Those first couple bullpens, I was like, man, these breaking balls are a little bit sharper. Fastball's got a little more jump on it. Yeah.
But
all that.
You sort of battled through that adversity, like you said. You leaned on your dad, which is so great to have that, and then you really started to flourish.
Yeah. So my first 2 years were, a little rough. My sophomore year more rough than my freshman year, but that junior summer, going into my junior year, I really was like, all right, I'm gonna really grind it out. I'm gonna find out who I am as a person and figure out what I am as a ball player. And I just stuck it out. Remember how much I love the game. Remember me as a 3-year-old kid trying to just have fun. And I was like, just what I need to do is just go back out, have fun, not put too much pressure on myself. And ended up having a pretty good junior year. I played probably 85% of the games behind the dish, and took that momentum into my senior year, which I had a great senior year, and just had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you have been just a dominant force throughout this league, especially with the bat. I mean, you are one of the best hitters in the league. Has that pop been there? You mentioned talking about some struggles, but how has that developed, or is that?
Yeah, so I always was a stronger kid. I like hitting the gym and stuff, but I never really had true home run juice until honestly my junior year of college I hit 4, and then my senior year I hit 8. So it really was just it was always there. It's just a matter if I could tap into it and consistently do it. And luckily I've been able to this year, being able to kind of find it and keep it around a little longer than I used to. So it's been nice.
And being a catcher, how much does that play into your at-bats, and how much are you thinking about that when you're out at the plate? I try to kind of separate him. I try to not get too much of a catcher, because then I start to think a little too much to play. I'm like, man, what's he going to throw me? This is what I throw myself. And it's just I take a step back, just see the ball, hit the ball. Don't worry about what they're trying to do to you. Just focus on the ball. That's the biggest thing right now, is what's that pitcher throwing at me, not what is he trying to do, Yeah, I mean, see ball, hit ball is some of the best advice I've ever gotten. Yeah. Could I see ball or hit ball? No. But, at the end of the day, that's what it is, and you're doing a great job of it. So let's talk about just Utah Tech's an interesting choice. I have to imagine it's beautiful out there.
Unreal. The Red Rocks are unbelievable. It's in the southwest corner. Right. Right there at the border of Arizona, Nevada. It's hour and a half from Vegas. All types of fun stuff to do around there. There's all the national parks, but yeah, it's just I remember when I pulled in, we drove through Nevada. We came through the gorge to get up to it, and I was just these mountains are unreal. Yeah. It's just the vibe that hits you there is so crazy. No other place can you find that. And it's just wow. It's nothing I've ever seen before.
And what were those stadiums like too? Were they just surrounded by?
Yeah. So all the Utah schools have great backdrops. Right? Yeah. BYU's got a great mountain back. 3U's got a great stadium. We have a pretty good backdrop with the Red Rocks, but yeah, it's just crazy views there.
There's got to be no better feeling than crushing a ball over the fence and you're just staring at the Red Rocks as that's happening.
It's great, yeah. It's really great.
That's awesome. So we mentioned you turned it on, you found that consistent power during your senior year, really had a great senior year. Then you come over here to the USPBL. How did that come about?
So I knew I wanted to keep playing. I didn't really have like a ton of traction from scouts. I had a couple talking to me, but I didn't really think anything would come of it. And so I actually, it was Chase's mom who told us, like, hey, there's a tryout in Michigan for Indie Ball League. You guys should go. And I was like, I might as well see what happens. Like, go out there, see maybe they like me enough to sign me. And so I went out there. I didn't get signed right away. I went back home, kind of discouraged. Like, man, who knows? Maybe we'll try again next year. And luckily, 2 weeks went by, and I got a text from Jelly, and he's like, hey, we need a catcher. And I was actually in San Diego at the time watching a Padres game with one of my buddies, and I was like, oh, well, I gotta go home. And he's like, when can you get here? I'm like, I'll be there in 4 days. Yeah. So I drove home. I packed up my apartment, and then I just started to drive out. Got there, and like 3 days later, I was here in Michigan playing. It was just one of those things. Just had to do it.
That is a whirlwind. What was that transition like? Just no sleep?
Yeah, it was a real quick turnaround. I got there, like, packed up, and I was like, all right, let me like take a deep breath, realize what's going on. Like, we're gonna go play pro ball. And that next day, me and my mom drove out and took 2 days, 12 hours one day, 12 hours the next, and the rest is history.
Wow. Yeah, and then you step on the field here at Jimmy John's Field. Is that sort of like a pinch me moment of I'm playing pro ball?
Yeah, it was.
now?
I remember, like, I got out here, I was playing, I was like, man, it's great, I get to keep playing ball. And then my dad texted me, like, Hank, you're a professional baseball player now. And I was like, wow, I am. Like, I actually get paid to do this, and like, it's a dream come true. It's what I've been wanting to do my whole life, and it's been a great experience, and I can't complain.
And especially with friend and roommate in the league as well with Chase. What's that been like? Not on the same team, so a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, but so it's been great, honestly. Like, him coming out here knowing he's been here, and he could literally show me the ropes at first, and I wouldn't have to be too overwhelmed. And it's been fun to play against him. I've seen him for 4 years, and I know all his tendencies and stuff, so I have a little bit of an edge on him when he's in the box. But no, it's been great. He's just my best friend, and we're always doing stuff together. We get to hang out all the time still, and we get to watch each other grow as baseball players, and get to see if we can't chase a dream and get out, keep going.
That's so awesome. A little bit of trash talk when he's up in the box a little bit, maybe
maybe
see
a little bit. Yeah.
This next one's a fastball in the zone. Let's see if he can hit it, Chase.
A little bit of just seeing what he can do, and just give him a hard time sometimes.
A little friendly banter between.
Nothing crazy. Yeah. But we're always rooting for each other and pulling for each other. We want the best for us. But
And we talked about your hitting. You have been one of the league leaders in home runs. The other one being your teammate, Dante Morton. What's that been like, having sort of a McGuire-Sosa home run off with a teammate?
It's fun. It's cool seeing it. Every time it's over, I get a little more anxious. I'm like, man, now I got to go hit one. Like, I got to try a little bit harder. But, me and him, we're cool. We don't really talk about it. It's usually the other guys on the team giving us a hard time to each other. Like, hey, Dante's up one. Now you got to go. So I'm like, yeah, I know. I'll get mine. But no, it's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's been so great to see you, and you can hear it when it comes off the bat. It just sounds different when you connect. It is deep, and it's great to see. We're standing next to the trophy right here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
What's next for Hank Dodson
Hopefully we get to put a Woolly Mammoths plaque on there. I see a lot of unicorns and beavers, and I'm tired of seeing that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get some mammoths on there, and then after that, who knows? We'll see where the wind takes me.
Yeah, where the wind takes you.
Yeah.
You're part of the newest team in the league, the Mammoths. Never won it.
I know.
Looking to change that.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be nice. Get a little ring, and that'd be great.
Yeah, getting a ring. We talked with Ben Wilcoxon earlier. He said he'd never gotten a ring until he got one of these. Have you?
No, I haven't gotten a ring yet. Nothing through high school, nothing through college. Just it'd be nice to win one.
Yeah,
it'd be a great feeling.
And who knows? That might say Woolly Mammoths across the front.
Yeah,
come the end of this year.
We can only hope.
Yeah. Well, Hank, thanks so much for coming on. That's been another episode of the Dear Baseball podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.